So we've seen all 8 teams in action now in the PWHL. I've said that the PWHL this year is going to have tiers where there's going to be a clear top, middle, and bottom, and it's only one game for every team. But the Seattle and Vancouver game on Friday night, which was outstanding hockey, great quality, skill on both sides. And then you had the Ottawa-New York matchup on Saturday, which was sort of the weird animosity that got going and the lack of defense on both sides, just sloppy hockey. Neither team could get the puck out of its own end. It looks like both teams have trouble on the blue line. So you can guess what tier I think those two teams are going to be in. Ottawa, they've had massive losses. Gwyneth Phillips is still outstanding, but she can only do so much. For New York, I really like their forwards, and I thought Kaltenkova had a great debut. I think they're going to score some goals, but again, it's on the back end, where unfortunately in this game, they lost Micah Zandihart after a game misconduct, and once you got the puck in the other team's end, they couldn't get it out. It was trading sides of try to get the puck out, you can't, pressure, tired, icing. It was just a notch below what we saw out west, unfortunately. If you watch my videos on expansion at the time, I just think the league overshot the runway here. I think what they didn't take into account is when you spread the talent out, you're basically kind of bringing back that bottom end of what was the fourth line in year one of the PWHL. So they wanted this competitive balance, but they created teams that would have competed really well with last year's team, but they left the original 6 with kind of first year teams, bringing back some of those fourth liners. Out west, both teams have got 4 lines and 3 D pairs of top quality, so they don't have that bottom end. And I think this could have been avoided with adding one more protected player. Protect 4 players. As soon as the 2 were selected, protect 1 more. I think that would have evened it out. It would have given them just 1 more player to keep on the roster. What's happening is you're going to have Seattle and Vancouver on top. Minnesota, Montreal, Toronto, and Boston are kind of going to be in that middle ground fighting for a playoff spot. I think Ottawa and New York are just going to fall back and start to lose sight of the other teams as the season goes on. We'll certainly find out a lot when Vancouver visits Ottawa this week. I mean, out west, you've got forwards on Seattle like crazy. Julia Gosling looks great. They were able to get her in the expansion draft. I think all the first rounders should have been protected. The teams would be much more even that way. It's just everywhere you look, they've got stars top to bottom. They don't have the holes that the other 6 have. Like we see in international events where Canada and the USA are just head and shoulders above the others. And when they play the others, it's no contest. When they play each other, it's tight. I think you're going to see Vancouver and Seattle both at the top, and one of them's going to win the Walter Cup.